If you have a weakness that you think is holding you back, look no further than two-time NBA MVP Steph Curry for inspiration. He grew up being the smallest and skinniest on the court with a horrible shot.
I had a terrible, ugly catapult shot.
Yet he became the NBA's all-time leading three-point scorer. In this video, I'll show you how Steph Curry transformed a major weakness into his biggest strength, and how you can too. In high school, Steph Curry was the smallest player on the court. He was super short for a basketball player and super skinny.
I was always the smallest kid on my team.
Since he was so weak, he had to shoot from his hip. But if he had any hope of playing at the college level and beyond, he was going to have to learn to shoot over his head. The problem was this took a lot of strength that he didn't have. So one summer, he and his father spent the entire summer reconstructing his shot.
Shot after shot for hours every day.
For 3 months, I literally couldn't shoot outside of the paint.
Eventually, he learned to shoot over his head, and the tons of reps he'd done to get there made him an incredible shooter. His shooting ability led him to get recruited by a D1 school, even though it wasn't his dream school he was hoping for. It was a small, unknown college, but due to his phenomenal shooting, he led them to the Elite Eight of the NCAA Championship and made school history. From there, he was recruited to the NBA, and after 10 years in the league, he broke the NBA record for the most made three-pointers of all time. So how did he do it? How did he turn his greatest weakness into his greatest strength? Well, the first step was believing he could. For most athletes, whenever we have a weakness, we believe that it's permanent and there's nothing we can do about it. But this is the mindset of a loser. Because with this belief, guess what happens? We never work on it and our weakness never gets better. But only once you decide to actually work on it will it have the chance to improve. And yes, it will be painful and difficult. Curry said reconstructing his shot
was the worst 3 months of my life.
But I bet now, after making NBA history, he would say it was worth it. So while a certain situation we're dealt may not be in our control, how we respond is. And a winner focuses less on what happens to them and more on what they can change. Steph Curry didn't choose to be skinny and have a bad shot, but he chose to fix his shooting technique and work on his shooting so much that eventually he became the best shooter in the world. This is proof that while your weakness may have been something you're born with, your potential and the amount you can transform that weakness is up to you. Every so often you need to ask yourself, what am I bad at? What's my weakness? Then choose a weakness and establish the training you need to do to improve it. To track your progress, measure your skill level currently. For example, test how many free throws you can make out of 10. Then after working on your weakness daily, at the end of each week or month, record your progress. I guarantee you'll be surprised with the progress you'll make. Whatever weakness you have, it doesn't have to stay a weakness. If you work on it consistently, you can turn your biggest weakness into your biggest strength.